Welcome guys to the second ever video Ask Kotaku, where I give you guys advice on life and also sometimes video games. Basically, I'm like a professional psychologist. I got a BS in psychology, totally. This is my badge, that's on an iPhone. Don't worry about it. Let's get on with this week's questions.
Should I get a dog? Will it take away from my gaming time?
This is what you should do. You should get a German Shepherd, you should call it backup, and you should basically be happy for the rest of your life. You know what? That's actually my plan. Don't do that. That's my plan. Don't take my plan. Do something else. But get a dog. Getting a dog is a cool idea.
I was wondering if you had any suggestions on which PS4 bundle currently offered at Amazon would be the best one to get. Specifically, which one would make the most out of the next generation system. The bundle options are PS4 with PlayStation Plus and Battlefield, PS4 with PlayStation Plus and Killzone Shadowfall, PS4 with Watch Dogs, PS4 with Knack.
Ooh, Watch Dogs. Get Watch Dogs. Although that's really just the game I'm most interested in. Any of those bundles would really work, but definitely get PlayStation Plus subscription at some point because it's pretty cool. They give you games, like free games, like all the time.
I have a friend who is really fun and nice to be around most of the time, but once we start playing any sort of game, he kind of turns into a huge jerk. When playing against him, he constantly tries to accuse his opponents of using cheap tactics or not knowing how to play, especially in fighting video games. When playing on the same team, he will often complain that his teammate made a stupid move that ruined them both. This negative behavior happens often enough that I refuse to play certain games with him. This isn't limited to video games either, as he can get way too into card games and board games as well. How can I play multiplayer games with this friend without slowly souring our friendship?
Okay, here's what you do. Buy a taser and shock him every time he gets angry. Shock therapy, man. It totally works and it's totally humane. But in all seriousness, this sounds like it's pretty much on him. You should have a friendly conversation with him at some point, maybe over drinks or something, and try to tell him that he has this tendency. But don't make it like an intervention, because he'd probably prefer the tasing over that.
I currently only have maybe 2 or 3 other friends who are into gaming as much as I am. I read gaming blogs, express my views on the industry, gawk at gaming convention articles, and most importantly, play many video games. I currently live in an area that has maybe 1 gaming convention a year. Most of my current friends aren't really into it. I'd like to branch out, meet new people who share the same interest, and possibly be part of the gaming industry, be it reviewing, conventions, or otherwise. How would you suggest I start? Is there something that helped you in the past meet other gamers? If I had to travel in order to go to a convention, which ones would you personally suggest?
I know exactly how you feel. My personal group of friends, despite doing this for like 4 years now, are still pretty non-gamer types, but they've been getting to a point where they can appreciate games just by watching me play or something, so that's pretty cool. But my suggestion to you is take your 2 or 3 friends who are gamers and take them to every single PAX. They're super fun. Everyone is very social. You're basically just in a crowd of people who love the same things that you love, want to talk to you about that same thing too. So try to go to as many as possible and bring your friends. You'll definitely meet lots of people there. Ooh, or you can do what I did and start writing for a gaming website and basically just get to meet a bunch of people who work in and around the gaming industry.
With this current/next console generation, I'm looking for a system for my sons, aged 6 and 9, to enjoy more than I'm looking for something for me to enjoy. Given the library of Wii games that work on the Wii U, the Virtual Console offerings, and current and upcoming Wii U games, would now, as in this summer, be a good time to purchase the Wii U given that I've never owned a Wii? I'm hoping it could prime their interest in the system before the holiday season.
That's a cute idea. The Virtual Console is honestly the biggest appeal there. But for me personally, I would just get any console, but that's probably because my parents were pretty lenient when I was growing up, so I got to play a lot of violent games, or actually rather, my brothers got to play a lot of violent games because they were super hogs, and I got to watch them play a lot of violent games. But regardless, they let me watch a lot of violent movies too, and I've always been okay. I'm pretty normal, right? I seem normal? Yeah, I'm normal.
As the new consoles approach, I'm hoping to grab some good deals on 360 games. Any hidden gems you think are worthwhile, or other recommendations. If it helps, my favorite franchises are The Elder Scrolls, Mass Effect, and Total War.
So this doesn't quite fully answer your question, but have you ever played The Saboteur? It was such a sleeper hit that I feel like I have to mention it as many times as I possibly can, and this feels like the right occasion too. So play The Saboteur. It's good stuff, man.
What games are you most looking forward to? Were you excited by the Mirror's Edge reveal? What was your top game of E3?
Oh man, so many games, and so many games we barely know anything about yet. Let's see, a few of them are Watch Dogs, Dragon Age, Destiny, Cyberpunk 2077, South Park, GTA 5. You know what? I made a list. Transistor, The Crew, Killer is Dead, The Witness, The Walking Dead, Season 2. not the DLC, Season 2. Quantum Break, Murdered Soul Suspect, We Fit You, just kidding, I got you. Sunset Overdrive, and the Star Wars Battlefront game. And as for my game of E3, I think Titanfall is looking pretty good. I didn't get to play it, but it looks like a lot of fun so far.
There are so many classic games and series I've missed out on so far that I'm dying to play. There are too many choices when these days you can choose between the original copies, downloadable versions on consoles, the same versions for portable, or remakes for the PS3, Vita, or DS, and so on. Which should I play?
I think it's up to you and how you want to play these experiences out, but personally, I'd get my hands on every remake possible. Might as well play the newer, glossier, more polished versions of these things. But the Vita sounds interesting too. I mean, these are older games and you might not want to spend huge chunks of your time on it because, we're busy. So the pick up and play aspect of a portable seems really convenient.
I have a really easy question for you. How did you wind up at Kotaku? What's your story? How did you go from whatever you were doing before you became a journalist to where you are now writing at Kotaku? For those of us looking to break into new media, it would be nice to read an encouraging story.
I kind of have told my story before on the site, but I'll tell it to you in full now. So back when I was in college, I was writing for a site, and I was flown out to events to check out games, writing reviews, writing news, the works. And then when I graduated, I was looking for a job, and I found a gig at Complex Magazine where I would be running their video games channel. So I ran the online segment, but I also contributed to the magazine, which was really cool because print can be fun. And then one day, Stephen Totilo himself sent me an email and asked if I'd ever be interested in working at Kotaku. I said yes. He interviewed me, he offered me the job, and voila, here I am, working at Kotaku.
I've been reading Kotaku and its sister websites, IO9, Gizmodo, for a long time, for years now. Although I've never registered as a community member, nor have I ever commented or participated in a discussion thread. So I'm just curious, do you really reply to any question prompted to you? I'm sure there's lots of feedback, quantity and quality-wise. It must be one hell of a headache.
You mean on the site? No. I mean, we definitely try, but basically what we'll do is we'll write a story, we'll spend some time afterwards looking at it, moderating the comments, interacting with you guys, but we really have to move on to other stories after a while. I mean, it could be really hard to keep up with you guys. Sometimes there's like 40 comments, and other times there's like over 1,000. But we definitely do really try. I'm much better with email, as I'm sure everybody else is. So those questions, we try to answer all of them, but comments can get crazy out of hand. That's it for this week. Don't worry if I didn't get to your questions. I'll get to the rest next week. We have plenty more days together, Kotaku. Or at least I hope so. I'm still employed, right? Nobody's actually there. I'll see you guys next week.